You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. As Roland Martin Unfiltered. By going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com, you can make this possible. Folks, there's a large segment of the population that has no idea what's in the Robert Mueller report and why they should even care. They get their news from Fox, and they're shocked to hear that the Mueller report didn't completely exonerate Donald Trump. As we head to the 2020 election, it's important for Democrats to reach and inform that section of society, but also conservatives. Joining us with a novel approach to doing that is longtime Republican strategist Cheri Jacobus. Cheri, how you doing?
Roland, appreciate it.
All right, Cheri, so explain to us. I mean, look, you've been a longtime Republican strategist. I've debated you on television before. You do not like Donald Trump at all because of how he has targeted you. So explain this effort that you're putting together to inform people in the heartland and other places where they're not on social media about what's in the Mueller report.
Okay, I want to correct you on one thing. My distaste for Donald Trump has nothing to do with my longtime feud. I was just one of the first victims of him. I also left the Republican Party 3 years ago. I'm an independent. But, you know, like so many of us, we're on Twitter, and I have a large Twitter following. I'm very active on Twitter. And we've been tweeting, and we've been posting things on Facebook, and we've been complaining. And I just decided that it's time to do something about it. When I realized that only 3% of Americans have read the Mueller report, and that there's a large segment that actually thinks that what Bob Barr said to America was true, and I realized that we're in trouble here. If you read the Mueller report as a United States citizen, you need to have a clear view of what it is. So I thought, you know what? I can't force people to read the Mueller report. I can tweet, and that's fine. Sometimes I'm preaching to the choir. So I have, with a couple of other people, we've launched a 501c4 nonprofit called America Reads the Mueller Report. What we're doing is we're raising money to produce a half-hour, 30-minute television program of celebrities reading excerpts from the Mueller report. We'll intersperse it with some direct clips from Mueller's press conferences and testimony. No spin, no political commentary, not asking anybody to do anything politically. It's just to educate and inform. And we are going to, and here's the clincher here, we're going to air this on hundreds of local television stations around the country, which means some people will tune in because they want to and try and get that certain relative or neighbor or coworker or friend that we all have. These are people who aren't on Twitter. Maybe they watch Fox News and they get their snail-mailed copy of the Judicial Watch report, in the mail, and they think they're informed, but they're not. And it's important that they be informed. So we're going to give them accurate information. They're going to catch this in that half hour before the football game that they tune into on the weekend, or maybe just after Jeopardy, or between their favorite fishing show, cooking show, whatever. And, we can buy this cheap. We've got everything lined up. And you and I have had some conversations about how to do this. And this is how you reach those people, that little sliver that's so important. We know that Vladimir Putin knows how important that little sliver is in the margins of these people. They might be older, but they're not online. They're not looking at online videos. They're not on Twitter. And so they look at certain things and they believe it.
So, Cheri, you talk about using entertainers to do so. The question, though, is, will those people be turned off by them when they say, oh, they're just Hollywood liberals? Why not recruit actual voters, or maybe voters who voted for Trump in 2016 who have no plans of voting for him in 2020?
Well, we're a nonprofit, and we're not going to be political, so whoever this hits and makes them think, that's fine. These are celebrities who want to be involved, and I don't even think you can call them liberals. I think once more and more Americans are looking at what we have in the White House, and all they want is the truth, and the truth is hard to come by. So that's all we're trying to do. We're not making a political pitch. As I said, we're a 501c4 nonprofit. But we do think it's important that people be familiar what's in it. So if you've got a favorite celebrity, maybe somebody, if you're a little bit older, in a flyover state, it might be a celebrity it might not be a pop star right now, but it's somebody that you recognize, somebody that you wouldn't necessarily think of as a liberal. And all they're doing is they're volunteering. And I've gotten a great response, by the way, from the Hollywood community. Some have contacted me personally. Some are going through agents. And they just really want to do their part. And this is what they can do. And if people say they don't like celebrities, well, okay, so be it. But they're taking their time, donating their time, by the way, and they want to do this. And so, this is a way to get some attention. It is TV. It's local TV. And we're going to do this for as long as we can raise the money. And Roland, I can buy local TV really, really cheap. So we can really hit a lot of people and educate them. And we're going to go to as many states as possible, those flyover states, maybe some states, that are getting misinformation through Vladimir Putin, or they just don't have access to the information that you and I have, or most of the people we know and deal with, and the people on your panel. We tend to run in circles who are online a lot, and you have to remember that not everybody is. So there are Americans who are not dug in as any part of a cult. They really believe they're getting good information, and we know that they're not. So this is an effort that we can make. That can make a difference in our own little corner of the world, and we do need donations, and we're getting there, and we feel pretty good about it. So this is called America Reads the Mueller Report, and you can find us on GoFundMe, GoFundMe.com/America Reads the Mueller Report, and you'll see how we're doing. And we're going to get this done, we think, in late August, so that come fall, everybody, when they're back from vacation and everything, and they're gearing up to watch a lot of local TV, especially as the weather starts getting colder, we're going to make a difference little by little. We're going to be the tortoise rather than the hare. So we're going to do this over the course of the next year or so.
All right, Cheri Jacobus, we surely appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
Hey, folks, you've heard me talk a lot about marijuanastock.org. Why? Because I want to keep you informed of investment opportunities that make sense. We have all watched the growth of the cannabis industry. A recent report by New Frontier Data estimates the global cannabis market at more than $340 billion. And we know that marijuana legalization is sweeping the country state by state. We also know that marijuana has a good cousin, the hemp plant, with a much higher concentration of CBD. That means hemp gives you all of the medical benefits of marijuana without getting you high. Until recently, hemp farming was practically illegal in the U.S. and heavily regulated by the DEA. However, the 2018 Farm Bill changed that, making it legal to grow hemp CBD in the U.S. and creating one of the largest commodities worldwide. And they need land to grow all of these plants. Folks, this isn't rocket science. It's just an incredible investment opportunity, and that's where our good friends at 420 Real Estate come in. Their business model is simple. They buy land that supports hemp CBD grow operations and lease it to licensed, high-paying tenants. That's right, they are hemp CBD landlords. And you can get in on the action. My friends at 420 Real Estate decided to do something special for the Roland Martin Unfiltered family. Originally, the minimum investment level was $500. But right now, you can invest in this crowdfunding campaign for as little as $200. That's right, $200 up to $10,000. Let me recap. This is a $340 billion industry that is still growing. And you can participate with as little as $200. To invest, go to marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org. Get in the game, and get in the game now.
Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.